for the Checkered Flag PS4 NASCAR League. I will be your host, Sports Kid, here with Texas, maybe chime in.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was waiting for the other host to say something. Good Lord.
Well, me, Texas Tech 43. Hello.
And?
Bradley 88 Junior 1.
Nice little added there at the end.
Glad you got excited.
That was
racing
nice.
At Homestead, so.
All right, well, in here we already have, let's see, we'll start with Will. Will, are you with us here? All right.
Oh.
So Will, going to be driving the 24 car this year for Hendrick Motorsports.
Woot woot.
Woot woot. Let's start off by seeing what are your personal expectations for this year?
It's a big word for Will.
Texas, you're Darthing it up over there.
Sorry.
But yeah, taking Hendrick back to back, it's I think it's doable. There's a lot of new competition this year, and I think there's gonna be a lot of good battles going on. Other than yourself, who do you pick to be? Who do you think is gonna be one of the front runners for the championship?
Oh, look at that. I got a vote.
That may or may not be the first time Texas has been voted for anything.
You're right.
That's good. That's good. What are you most excited about for this year, Will? Right there with you. All right, next we got Bradley. We'll get Bradley involved in here in Media Day, even though he's the host. We'll see what he has to say. What are your personal expectations? What would be considered a good year for Bradley?
To win a race for once.
To win a race for once. All right.
That would be a good year.
Is there any specific track you're kind of have circled on the schedule that you feel you perform well at?
Phoenix and New Hampshire would be two tracks I would prefer.
Phoenix and New Hampshire. Everybody better look out for Bradley. He's coming for it.
Phoenix and New Hampshire. Bradley, I got a question.
Yes.
When you originally were in the league, you were in the 48, and then you left and went to the 42. You're back in the 48, and you showed a lot more speed last year than you did the first year. How are you looking to kind of ride that speed into the 2019 season?
Hopefully it can get me a few wins. Right now, my main goal is to try to get a few poles, maybe a few wins, and make it to the championship 4.
Well, there you go. There's some good goals to be banking off of, and after the finishes that you had at the end of last year, I think you got a good chance at getting in the championship 4 at Homestead there.
Yep, I agree.
So everyone look out for Bradley. He's going to be coming in that 48. Then we'll go ahead and go over to the Xfinity Series and see what Predator has to say. Predator in the 9, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Yes.
9. Yeah.
Predator, are you here with us?
Yes.
Okay, good job, Predator. Proud of you. What are you looking to accomplish this year?
Well, to get that big one, last year I pretty much was bouncing around from different series, and I didn't get that big one, that first win. So, I should have, would have, could have, whatever you want to call it, last year in the Xfinity Series of the last 4 races. But that's behind us, and I'm carrying that momentum to go on and get that first win.
Predator's coming out of the gate starting hungry this year. He's going to be doing everything he can for that win. What do you think about your new teammates at Junior Motorsports this year?
It's different because in the Truck Series and Xfinity and Cup last year, bouncing around, and Joe Gibbs, I didn't really have any teammates. Joe Gibbs was kind of corrupted and didn't really have a lot of people, helping each other and being a family. So when I got the call to join Junior Motorsports, it was kind of weird, because everybody was communicating with each other and helping each other out. So it's still going to be a little bit weird just because, I only raced 4 races with a group of guys, and I still have a couple new guys on the team. So, and I'm still somewhat new, so I'm trying to grasp on and try to help each other out.
Well, there you go. Any the other hosts have any questions for Predator?
I
Comments?
do not.
No, nothing.
I do not either.
Look forward to seeing Predator in the 9. Expect to see him up at the front at a lot of races this year. So he's gonna be one to watch for the championship, guaranteed. All right, we got JC. We'll interview JC here since he's gonna be in a part-time ride here. In the 15.
Number
What
15. I just said number 15.
Oh, okay. Well, JC, as a part-time ride, you're not competing for any points or championship at all. But what do you expect out of yourself as a single car part-time ride?
I mean, I'm still going to give it my all. Every race, like I always do. Just try to add to my resume. Keep the top 10s, top 5s, and wins column still moving up while I'm still here.
Newest Hall of Fame inductee, looking to add on to that already prestigious career that he's built in the Checkered Flag PS4 NASCAR League. And he's hungry for more wins. Top 5s, top 10s, anything he can. So just because he's not running for points doesn't mean he's not going to be up there doing anything he can to get a victory under his belt.
That's right.
As a part-time guy, who do you think, who are the top contenders, would you say, are in Cup Series right now?
Top contenders. Well, obviously the known factor, the new rookie, would be Ground Wheels for sure. Believe you would be the number 2 defending that title. I think you're definitely a good candidate for it. Will being back, he'll definitely be giving it a full run. The 4th person, if Smoke's able to finish out the season, or he wasn't able to last year, I think he'll be the number 4 guy.
There you go. It's not a bad top 4 there.
Nope. I think it's all 4 guys that have proven that they can win races in the past.
Yep. So don't be surprised when you guys see the number 15 of JC Live in your mirror, and I'd say don't be surprised as well to see him go right by you either. He's here to prove that he's still got what it takes to get a victory here.
He's still fast.
Kind of like the Jimmy Johnson of the league right here.
Exactly.
Right.
Jimmy Johnson of the league.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to Texas here. We'll get everyone that was in the party first here.
That's me.
Texas driving the number 9 for Hendrick Motorsports this year.
Yes. Big number change.
Big number change. Let's first tell people why the big number change.
I don't know. I felt like the success in the 24 just wasn't there anymore. So I don't know. Maybe call it superstition or something, but just wanted to change the scenery, I guess.
There you go. And what are your personal expectations for the year?
Well, I missed the playoffs last year for the first time ever, so getting back to the playoffs is probably the biggest goal. But similar to a lot of guys that have proven they can win races and haven't been able to, it's just winning some races next year, especially showing the speed I had last year towards the end of the season.
All right, Bradley, anything you want to ask or mention about Texas Tech here?
I don't know.
Very lively over there from Bradley.
Yeah. Key insight from Bradley over here, as always.
Yep.
But Texas Tech in the number 9, hoping that his new number brings new luck and new momentum into the 2019 season. So
Yes, absolutely.
keep an eye out for that number 9. A lot of good-looking paint schemes there.
Yes, sir.
All right, next we got Ryan Guy. Ryan Guy, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
All righty. Why don't you go ahead and, you're new to the league, so why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what series and what car you'll be running.
I'm in the Xfinity Series, driving the number 0 for JD Motorsports.
All right. And what do you think about your team owner and teammates coming into this year?
I don't know. I'm excited to work with them and hopefully go out and go get a win with them.
There you go. Is there any track that you feel that you excel at better than any other?
Yes. I believe Texas Motorsports is definitely the track that I will be most strong at, and well, any mile and a half track, but mostly Texas would be the track to watch out for me there.
Feeling confident at the mile and a half is Ryan Guy. What do you feel as a newcomer into this league? Do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder, like you got to prove something, or are you just coming in to see where you kind of fit in the competition and see where things lead you?
I believe I actually have a chip on my shoulder. I believe that I have to go out and prove myself that I'm an actual competitor and can go compete for a championship.
It's not bad. It's a good response. I like to hear that. A guy that's confident and knows that he can lay down some laps and hopefully get some wins here this year. Who do you think your biggest competition is going to be in Xfinity?
I don't know. I haven't really raced with any of them, but I'd probably say Predator, maybe. Predator out there will probably be one of the bigger ones. Nascar Man seems to be pretty big out there. So, just have to wait and see out on the track, see what happens.
There you go. Bradley or Texas, anything you guys want to ask?
I don't know if it's been asked yet or not. I kind of zoned out for a second. But anyways, being new, do you have any goals that maybe you've set for yourself for the first year?
For my rookie year, yeah, I have some goals set out. Well, mainly to get my first win here as a rookie, just to say, hey, I'm here to make a name for myself.
Sure.
And also another goal is to kind of catch an eye for possibly a NASCAR Cup Series owner, see if they can possibly give me a ride with them.
Looking for promotions already. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Gotta take advantage of those part-time cup rides you get and sub when you can and show the cup owners that you got what it takes to be at the next level. I like that.
Sure do.
All right, Ryan, guy, appreciate your time here for Media Day. And we'll see you on Saturday for the opening race for Xfinity at Daytona.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Yep, thank you. Have a good one, man.
You too.
Oh,
Texas, you got the next guy queued up.
Yes, I sent Gar football.
Oh, here we go. And on cue, Gar Football joins us here for Media Day. How are you doing today, Gar Football?
Good.
All right. What are your expectations? What can we see out of you this year?
Probably more wins than last season.
More wins than last season. All right. I like that. It's always a good goal to set. Bradley, Texas, you guys got any questions, comments?
I do not.
Bradley? No? Yes? No? Maybe so?
I got a question.
Okay, yeah, Predator, go ahead.
Yeah. Since I mean we only got one question for him. What's your how do you feel going from the trucks to the Xfinity Series this year with a new team with C Northbury as your team owner?
It feels
question.
good that I can move up series. As soon I want to go up the cup and race competitive up there one day. Probably won't happen, but that's the goal.
Right on. Who do you think your biggest competition in the Xfinity Series is going to be?
Probably everyone except my teammates.
Everyone except your teammates. So you think you're the best driver on JD Motorsports?
Possibility.
Possibility.
Okay.
All right. Bold statements coming from Gar Football here.
Sure.
And feeling confident coming into the new season, coming from trucks to Xfinity. So he's looking to prove that he belongs in Xfinity. So everyone watch out for Gar Football.
Yep. Oh, shoot.
All right, Gar Football, we appreciate your time up here for Media Day. And look forward to seeing you Saturday. All right, next we should have Mikey.
Yep.
Okay, now I can hear you. What the hell?
I don't know
What
what
the
you're doing
heck,
over there,
you
Bradley.
mean?
Yeah,
We're live.
this is a child-friendly
Yes.
show.
This is PG. Gosh.
Sorry.
What a jerk.
While we wait for oh, there's Mikey. Here we go.
Hey,
How you doing today, Mikey?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, can't complain. Can't complain. So being new to the league this year, do you feel like you have something to prove and feel like you belong here?
Yeah, I just wanna make a statement in this league so I can get offers for better teams in the future. I want to at least have a goal to get 1 win for this season, and yeah.
Right on. Have you had time to talk to any of your teammates regarding strategies for upcoming races or any get some team chemistry going on?
No, but I do know how they drive. I pretty much tried out with every single one of them, so.
Right on. That's a good start. That's a good start for sure.
So being new to the league, you've been at quite a bit of the off-season things. With Daytona starting on Saturday,
Friday, Truck Series.
Friday, you're right. Sorry, Friday. How is it that you think, how you look forward to starting the season off? Obviously, a win would be great. But do you have any goals? Guess on-track goals for Friday?
Well, I've been practicing a lot at Daytona all week and weeks before, so I think I'm ready, and I think I can get a win on Friday. I'm feeling pretty confident.
That's good. Bradley, do you have any questions for?
No. Right now I'm trying to figure out why I can't hear sports every time someone joins.
Oh, there
Wow.
you go.
All
Strong
right.
words from Bradley.
Yep, as always. There's that's been Mikey, and look for his 13 truck to be driving out of the gates pretty quickly here. He's looking to prove some stuff here this year, so be on the lookout for that 13 truck.
Yes.
Next, I believe we should have Norfree.
Norfree, yep. C. Norfree.
C. Norfree.
C. Norfree.
Driving the 15 for JD Motorsports, also the team owner for JD Motorsports.
Mm-hmm. He's bounced around himself. He started the league originally in the Cup Series and then moved down to the Xfinity and really plateaued there. So someone that's shown speed in the past, but hasn't always been able to finish out.
And C. Norfree, one of the guys that had a shocking announcement here last week that the Daytona 500 was going to be his last full-time ride due to life obligations. So now that C. Norfree's in here, what are your expectations for Daytona?
Well, I'm just looking to go out, get a good top 5 finish to finish out the books.
And there you
Not
go.
looking for much.
As the owner of JD Motorsports, who do you think on your team has the best chances of making the championship for?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Wow.
Bold statement.
That is.
A little earlier, Gar Football kind of put it out there that he thinks he's possibly the best on the team. How do you feel about the confidence from him?
I like the confidence, but he's got to go out and prove it. So he's got to do it in the season. I think he will, but just the season goes. It's a long season, so.
Just 22 races, 33 races actually, but close enough.
Yep. Gar Football can talk the talk, but Norfree wants to see if he can walk the walk.
Yeah, I'll be hopefully back by the time that comes around. So.
All right, we expect to see Norfree in and out of races here, and
Yes.
Bradley, anything that you want to ask Norfree?
Nah.
Nah.
Not hard about it. So.
Well, yeah, I'm just here. After last season, I didn't do much, but I'm just here to. I learned a lot last season. I'm trying to see if I can back it up.
And for those of you that like to watch the streams on our YouTube channel here, Norfree usually is my spotter, so be on the lookout for my stream and for Norfree to be there as well, helping me get some victories hopefully and try and get another championship here.
Navigate the treacherous league we have.
Yep.
So, last question, I guess, to wrap it all up for me, anyways. So, how do you feel about this little friendly bet we have going on? If think you're going to beat me 5 out of 7 races in the Cup
I
Series?
don't feel like I will. I know I will.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I've been practicing a lot. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I've
have.
been watching. I've been watching sports. I've been trying to do what sports been doing here, and it's been working for sports.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
A real
perfect.
little preseason on-track rivalry here between Texas Tech 43 and C. Norfree. So, you guys be making sure you tune in when Norfree's going to be part-timing in Cup and when they'll be on the track together and see who gets the better of that deal.
Yep, I'll be there.
And if you guys are watching now, comment below. Let us know what your take is. If C. Norfree is going to be able to beat Texas or if Texas is going to be able to beat C. Norfree. Let us know down below.
Down below.
All right, appreciate your time, C. Norfree. Thanks for checking in on us for Media Day, and look forward to seeing you this weekend and getting the season started with Daytona.
We'll see you on Saturday.
All right. Next, we got Smoke Z Mog coming at you.
like a spider monkey.
Driving the 12 for Team Penske this year. How do you think? How do you feel about the new team that you're on and expectations coming into this year?
I like my new team, NMG. I've known them for a while, and it'll be interesting to team up with. And we have an alliance with SHR and Remix Bofa and his team, so hopefully we can feed off each other and give each other information. And my expectations is I already won a couple of races, so it's time to win a championship.
There you go.
Yeah,
Who do you? Oh, go ahead.
You were somebody that towards the end of the year really showed how strong you were, but just bad luck here and there, just like I guess everybody else has in the league. What is it? What are you looking to maybe change about? Maybe how you race around other people, or how you race in general, or whatever. Maybe different things you'll do on the track that maybe keep you out of those situations that can get you caught up in wrecks.
Definitely try and be a little bit more cautious than I normally am. Kind of take like a veteran's aspect to it and kind of just work my way through the field and pick and choose where I need to make some passes, and hopefully that leads me to the front for some wins.
Sure.
Right on. Look forward to racing you this year and seeing what kind of trail you can blaze in that 12 car for the 2019 season. So appreciate you checking in with us here for Media Day, and we'll see you on track for the Daytona 500.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
We got next. NASCAR man.
NASCAR man.
NASCAR man.
NASCAR man was really last year. He won the Xfinity Series regular season championship just based on just really being consistent. But I feel like when it came time for the playoffs, really stood up and proved himself, saying he's here and he deserves to be in the playoffs, and rode it all the way to a Final Four, which was a pretty great battle in the Final Four for the championship all the way up until the end.
Yep, I agree. NASCAR man is in here with us, correct?
Yes.
Yep, I'm in here.
Alrighty. What do you think you're gonna be able to repeat back-to-back regular season champion, and do you think you'll be able to get the overall Xfinity championship?
I believe with my goals being the same as last season, have like a consistent year again. I'm pretty sure I can steal the regular season title again. When it comes to winning the actual championship, I think we're going to have a little bit of struggles here and there. But I think if we can work the kinks out as we go, we can head into Homestead, take what we learned from last season and use it to our advantage so we can get better and hopefully this season take the championship home.
There you go. And that's the thing about being a championship contender and being so close, is knowing what you need to do the following year to be able to make that happen. And a true championship team knows how to deal with the ups and downs, and all about minimizing the bad race results. Who do you feel is going to be your biggest competition in the Xfinity Series?
I think one of my competitors is most likely to be Predator and Roman, mostly, considering the battles I had with Roman last season. Got a feeling that this season we're going to have that same rivalry on the racetrack. So tune in to see that on the racetrack.
There you go, a little inter-team rivalry going. I know you guys always race each other hard and respectable, so we look forward to watching you guys battle it out this year, that's for sure.
Yes. What is it, maybe NASCAR man, you said you have the same goals, just to kind of be consistent. Is there anything that you want to try to do differently than last year, maybe to get, maybe a win or two during the regular season, or are you just kind of happy with just playing the races as they go, just trying to be consistent and not, get too far behind in points?
I plan on going with the consistent route, but I'm going to try to be really aggressive when the time comes, because if I don't get aggressive when the time comes, I will not win the race or get a good finish here and there. But being aggressive when it counts really matters in the end, because I'm honestly just trying to figure out a way when it's good to be aggressive, when not to be. And I know when not to be, but I just still can't figure out when to be aggressive enough to try to race for the win.
That's understandable. Yeah, it's knowing when to be aggressive is kind of a tricky thing at times, depending on who you're racing, what track. There's a bunch of factors that go into that.
Yeah, so looking for a veteran in the Xfinity Series to keep a level head and fight his way up to being a championship contender again this year.
Any questions from Bradley?
I do not have any questions. I can't.
You never have any questions. Oh my gosh.
Why do we even invite you into these things, Bradley? Jesus.
Yeah, why are you here? Gosh. Okay.
But I can't wait to get to Daytona and race you, and hopefully you have some good battles.
That's not really a question.
I can't wait to this weekend with me racing in both the Daytona 300 and the Daytona 500. I have goals to do well in the 300, but my goals for the 500 are completely different. I'm just gonna use this Daytona 500 race more like as for to get experience out there, know what it's like to run with the big dogs. So just to get ready for whenever I get in the Cup Series and race for the title then.
There you go. I always like to say that the only way to get faster is to race with guys that are faster than you. And as long as you take advantage of when Cup drivers sub in Xfinity or part-time, or when you part-time in Cup Series, just it's good to follow those guys and learn from what they do and make yourself a faster racer.
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate your time here for Media Day, NASCAR man, and we look forward to seeing you on the track this weekend.
Look forward to see you on the track too.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Take care.
All right, we should have Tom on deck.
Tom on deck, and Tank has also said he's going to be joining as well.
Perfect.
As soon as he gets home. So.
Perfect. Joined here now by Tom. Why don't you go ahead and take this one away, Texas?
Me?
Yeah, you.
None y'all want to deal with me, I see.
Tom.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's very unknown that there's been just some, I don't want to say controversies, just
rising conflict.
You've been well known in the league.
Hell yeah.
The short time you've been here, to much say the least. What are your season goals for this year?
Be faster than all y'all. I'm going high on my goals, but I really want to go dominate my first season. I probably won't with guys like Predator and what's the other dude? NASCAR, man. But I'm really looking forward to a good season in my and doing a good in the 500 this weekend.
You have a couple teammates at RCR in the Xfinity Series. Have you had a chance to be new to that team? Have you had a chance to really get to know those guys and form any kind of team chemistry?
I didn't even know that there was guys on RCR, so.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
There we go.
Perfect. Bradley, do you have any questions? Bradley, you have to have questions. You haven't had questions for Bradley.
Come on, Bradley. Figure something out.
what track are you most looking forward to?
Well, yeah, good question, Bradley. Well, I'm looking forward to all of them that I can beat people at, because I can beat all y'all at all of them. I mean, I have really good goals this season, like I said, so I'm basically looking forward to every track, and I'm going to be best at every track, because I'm going to have the lead.
Okay. Well, Ricky Bobby mentality, I guess.
Well,
So.
there you go. If you ain't first, you're last.
I mean,
Heard it here from
yeah,
Tom
pretty
first.
much.
And appreciate Tom stopping in here for Media Day.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we look forward to seeing you this weekend, Tom, getting the season started.
Amen.
All right. Thank you, man. You have a good one. A very overconfident Tom, should I say.
Very overconfident Tom.
If he can learn to keep his mouth shut during the race, then, you know, his driving's not bad. And, you know, he could contend for a couple wins, but we got to see how that attitude plays off for the rest of the year.
Sure. You can have all the talent in the world, all the confidence in the world, but, you know, you got to be able to execute. So it'll be interesting to see what he's able to put together for the year.
Yeah. Anybody can talk the talk, but can they race the race? That's the thing here.
Well, we have Tank, so I don't know where he's at. Tank's a new driver. He is in the Cup Series. He's driving the number
17.
Oh, 17, yeah.
For Roush Fenway.
He was driving the 11, changed to the 17. He's a fast guy. Been to a lot of the practices and stuff, so definitely somebody that, again, shows speed, shows talent every time he's out there. So, what do you guys think Tank's going to be able to do? What do y'all?
I think he'll be able to contend a few races. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he were able to sneak in a win or two throughout the year. But I think definitely a top 8 or 6 for the playoffs is an achievable goal for him. And
absolutely,
he seemed to be a pretty level-headed guy throughout the off-season there, and likes to have fun, which is the biggest thing here in our league. Is just want people to be able to have fun and race good. So
sure,
I think he's capable of that.
One really big thing that I think changes just really I don't want to say the outlook, but maybe the attitude on a lot of people is last year we had, 10, 12 guys every race. We're going to have, 20 is what's in the Cup Series right now. So there's 27 running or signed up for the Daytona 500. If they all show up, then that's good. But if not, they don't. But how do y'all think having that many cars on the track now is going to, maybe separate the field? Maybe some of the guys that are generally pretty quick get in trouble, or have to work a little harder to get their wins?
I think that, we're still going to see a little bit of a gap of, title contenders up front, and then the guys that are quick enough to be in Cup, but maybe can't contend for a championship kind of towards the middle or back of the field. But with that many drivers in the field, I think anything's possible, really. It's going to be a matter of keeping your nose clean and staying out of all the wrecks. Really, anyone has a chance to win a race this year and lock themselves in.
Yeah, I agree. And running damage now is obviously going to throw a big wrench into the equation. Bradley, what do you think about having the larger amount of people with damage? There's certain rule changes we've had this year.
I think it'll be fun. It's gonna show you who's gonna be patient and who's gonna be more aggressive towards the beginning of the race. Another big thing that we did this year, we are using the sliders, and that could have some of the slower people from last year running up towards the front of the field. And I guess we'll have to wait and see when we get to the first mile and a half track at Atlanta to see if some of the people that ran in the back last year can run with the big dogs up front.
Yeah,
That's
I
a good
agree.
point. Yep.
How early do y'all see the big one happening at the 500.
I would
Stage
like.
1, Stage 2, final stage.
I'm gonna say with realistically the end of stage 1 and 2, I think we're gonna see a big one. Stage points play a big key factor as you get closer to the end of the year, and you start looking back on races where, I finished, just outside 10th for stage points, or I finished 10th and I, should have finished 5th or 4th for that stage, and those extra points, they add up, especially if you don't have a win to lock yourself in. So I think people are going to be pretty aggressive, especially at Daytona, coming to the end of the stages. So I'd expect a big one around then.
Well, we still have JC and Predator here. What do y'all think about the rule changes? What do y'all think that's going to do for racing, whether it be Daytona, Phoenix, Atlanta, whatever?
You can go ahead, GC.
Well, hopefully with the damage option being on, hopefully it makes everybody be a little more patient and not aggressive right out the gate, because you can't win races on the first lap. So hopefully with the damage factor in mind, everybody be a little more patient, give a little more room. But a lot of new guys, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I would agree with JC going into that with the caution rule. I mean, I think a lot of people need to be patient, and obviously it's going to take a little time. In my opinion, I think it's going to take a little time to have everybody get used to, hey, it's going to be 3 laps for a caution to be called at the beginning of the race, in the stage, and then two laps before the stage and the race ends, no caution. So a lot of people need to understand that when push comes to shove, how hard are you going to push? How hard are you going to shove? How much are you going to take? How much are you going to give towards the end of the races? Because you don't want to be giving too much late in the race, and then you don't want to be pushing too hard and causing a huge wreck just because with 2 laps to go, then you're screwed. You don't win a race. So I think a lot is going to play in. I think it's going to take time for everybody to get used to everything. I'm not going to hear everybody bitch and complain about it. Excuse my French, but I think everybody is going to have a lot of people are going to complain about it, and then everybody's going to realize, hey, maybe I should lay off a little bit more. So
yeah, and that's kind of
excited.
Yeah, I think you hit the. Oh, go ahead. Okay. I was gonna say I think Predator and JC hit the nail on the head there, and one of the big reasons we wanted to allow damage and the manual cautions was to have better racing overall, and we're hoping that with the damage rule, no cautions with 3 laps after restart in the final 2 laps of a stage, it's kind of really get everyone settled in, and then be able to race from there. And I feel like we'll have better racing and more battles throughout the pack because of that. And I'm looking forward to seeing all that come together and see how people take it.
I agree.
It's going to take time.
I agree. I think the damage is going to help. But one thing I think that's going to be huge is the sliders, because you're going to have people that just weren't good at using setup, so they're going to be able to find a slider that makes them fast. But if people aren't good at using sliders, they can still just use the regular default setup and just throw their old setup in and still be fast as well. So I think it's going to bunch the competition up a lot more for sure. But I'm personally excited to see the big one at Daytona, because I just want to see all the cars destroyed. As long as I'm not in it. I'm in it, then I might be so
Lap 1.
I'd like to see it from my rearview mirror while I'm out front. That's the ideal situation.
It's going to happen in lap 1.
Probably not wrong. And then a lot of people are going to learn then that, you can't be overly aggressive at the beginning, because then you're going to get damaged. There's not going to be a caution. You're going to have to pit, and you're going to be laps down the beginning of the race and trying to climb your way back from being laps down to contending for the wins process.
I will say in the Clash there was a lot of good racing.
There was, yeah. The Clash was a pretty good race.
Yeah, very interesting to watch. A lot of people you could really tell the difference between the people that I guess, know how to plate race and who don't know how to plate race. Had guys trying to just pull out and race by themselves, trying to make passes all alone. Nobody wanted to go with them, but you also had the groups that would get together and try to form a line and beat the guys on the bottom. So saw a little bit of both.
And then you had just me and Sports just push each other to, first from last,
Yep, and 2 laps, that was a pretty key part there.
Yeah.
We don't need anybody else.
No. Yeah, dream team. Well, I don't know. Let's see.
I haven't gotten any other messages about anyone else wanting to partake.
I do have a comment if I can.
Yeah.
Since we got 4 other people in here. Okay.
No.
Who's your pick to win the trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup Daytona races?
Sports for trucks. Daytona for Xfinity, and Cup, hopefully me.
It's a bold move, and it might be a little bit of a cocky move, but I'm going to throw it out there and say that, my goal is to sweep Daytona.
Looking for the sweep.
Looking for the sweep.
If you get the sweep, I will personally buy you a broom.
All right, and then you'll come down and drive it to me, or drive it up to me, JC?
I will.
All right.
Good.
We'll share a couple beers over it too. They'll be good.
Let's see. I've just got to say I don't really see anybody other than Hendrick Motorsports winning the 500 because we just have won. We're very successful in Daytona.
Or Hendrick affiliates as well, because we got some good drivers affiliated with us.
You got 6 drivers in one.
Yeah. I mean, we also have, Stuart Haas, who has 7. They've got, they have 6 too. So, and that's always the rivalry every week, not just Daytona. It's always the rivalries between the 2 teams. So, look forward to seeing that. But I think I would have to say Sports as well for the 500, just because he's dominated everything on the plate tracks this off season. I'd have to say for Xfinity, I think it's going to be hard to vote against the 9 car. I think it's going to be hard to go against Predator because he's shown that he's been successful as well in not only the Xfinity but the Cup races as well. And for trucks, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to a lot of the truck guys and how they were able to run. But it seems like Mikey is all he's got a level head, so maybe he can go out there and win the first race.
It would be nice to see a series regular to win their opening weekend at Daytona. That's always cool to see.
That's not happening.
But like I said, I wouldn't count out JC either for the 500. I mean, he's always up there.
And washed up. Yeah.
His reactions aren't as quick as what they used to be,
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll repay the favor and he'll be a lap down and push you to the winner. Or,
Wow.
Yeah.
I proved last weekend that I didn't need JC to push me to the win like he needed me to push him to the win at the Clash. So,
sure.
Shots fired, JC. Just kidding. I love you, buddy.
Shots fired. Well, with that being said, I don't really think there's anybody else that you can close out Media Day with than the champion from last year. So Sports Skid making one of many people making changes, going from the 95 to the 88, winning a championship, moving teams. What are your expectations for the year?
Oh man, realistically, I'd love to be able to get back-to-back championships and be the first one in league history to do that. But the competition last year was tough, and I heard that it was tougher than the year before that. And this year is I feel the competition is going to be tougher than it was last year. So definitely got something to prove with being the champion, and got newer guys in here and got to show them why I was the champion and that I'm not going to back off and prove that I deserve to be in the Final Four at Homestead again.
Do you have a maybe average amount of wins that you, or I guess a certain goal of wins that you want to have this year? You won 5 last year, right? Or 4, 3, something?
2. I only won 2 last
enough.
year.
I
got close. I had an opportunity to win 5 or 6, but realistically, I think 5 would be a good goal to win this year. And obviously, if I can win the 500 and lock myself into the playoffs right away, then the strategy kind of changes, is more going towards playoff points and start thinking of the big picture right away. So, but I'd say 5
from personal experience, it makes the season a lot easier to manage.
Yeah. I know that one side, coming from last year's 500 winner. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like when push came to shove at the end of the year, I wasn't where I wanted to be in the playoff standings, and had a good bit of momentum heading into the playoffs there and throughout the playoffs, and it just kind of continued. So ending last year with a championship, and then first official race that we had being the Clash for this year, and go out and win was, I think, a big statement to all the newcomers in the league, saying, hey, just because I won last year doesn't mean I'm going to lay down and give it up again this year. I'm here to battle for a second championship.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a, I guess, kind of a misconception about how people are expected to be driven when they're a champion. Do you feel any kind of obligation to be driven differently as a champion, or you want people to race you harder?
I expect people to race me harder, knowing that, if they see me in the review and know that last year's champion's behind them, they're not going to want to give up that position easy. They're going to want to prove that they have what it takes to contend with me, and I welcome it. I love having the competition and being able to race other guys clean and aggressive at the same time is one of the reasons I'm even in the league. So I don't expect people to move out of my way or anything like that. I expect for everyone to put up a battle when I'm trying to get around them, even if it's for 14th at the end of a stage. I don't think anyone's gonna just let me go by.
What's your name's Remix?
Well, Bradley, do you have any questions? I know you've been just crazy quiet over there. You're like a mouse, but do you have any questions?
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
oh my God, Bradley.
Well, since Bradley's not going to ask any questions as a host and an admin, do Predator, do you or JC have any questions for last year's champion before we wrap this thing up?
I do. But I want to add on to his comment about nobody wanted to pull over for you and competition. I do want to add a comment. I mean, Homestead, at the time, I didn't even know he was going to be Cup champion, because the champion was going to be crowned the next day. But for the Xfinity Series, I mean, I gave him my all, and people still come up to me in sports and still talk about that race. We still talk about the race, so I can respect that and understand where he's coming from for that. But sports, how would you feel if we have 27 drivers going in Daytona 500? How would you feel if somebody like me or somebody like NASCAR man or who isn't a Cup guy come in, win all the stages, and win the 500? How would that, not only for you, how would that affect everybody in the Cup Series?
That's a good question, actually.
That is a really good question. I would think
I could not imagine like an Xfinity guy winning this 500.
Yeah. Wow, I would say that would be an eye-opener to everyone in the series of, that'd be like Christopher Bell, coming up into a Cup race and sweeping the stages and winning the race. It wouldn't be expected. And there'd be a lot of respect given out to that driver, for sure. And as Cup guys, I think that would make us realize, hey, if these guys in the lower series are able to keep up with us, we got to step up our game a little bit and figure out what's going on. And next time they come into our series, show them what our series is all about.
Well, Bradley, do you still not have any questions? Nope. Okay. JC, do you have any questions?
So this is going to be a two-parter. This is for both you and sports.
For me and sports? Okay.
Yes. So first, being we're on sports, let's go with him first. Going from owning your own team to signing I believe it's a 3-year deal for Texas on the Hendrick Motorsports. What is your expectations from Texas with him being your team owner?
Oh.
I viewed Texas last year as close as being a team owner as you can get without having a team owner. He was always there for me and helped me throughout the year, and so was everyone else on the team. And I expect that same team chemistry and team respect for all of us to work together. And for Texas, there's going to be times throughout the season where I'm going to throw in input on what I think should be done or how some strategy should be played out. And I know he's not always going to agree, but that's the thing with us is, we always see each other's point of view and understand why we want to do things a certain way, but being able to communicate and come to an understanding about that is a big part of it. So I expect Texas to, understand the things that I say, and I'll understand what he says, and everything will work out for itself through there.
Well put. And for you, Texas, from the looks of things, it looks like you have the all-star team, pretty much like a dream team that you normally wouldn't get. So you have Bradley, you have Will, and you have Sports. What is your expectations from all three of your drivers, besides just yourself out there on the track too?
I just think as a whole, just going out and getting some wins and being consistent. So I think everybody in the league now knows that the pretty common, not really the common joke, but the biggest joke from last year was that we weren't fast. We didn't have any team chemistry. And I think week in, week out, we kind of showed that wasn't true. But we've got a fast group of guys that are really good at working together. So my expectations are just going out and get some wins, being consistent, all 4 cars being in the playoffs. I think we have a team that can go out and just crank out an absurd amount of wins. But like it's been mentioned a couple of times, the league is just so competitive now. So if we're able to do that, if we're able to get all 4 cars in the playoffs and crank out some wins, I think it'll be a statement for us for sure.
Well put.
Yeah, I look forward to trying to bring home a championship for Hendrick.
Yes, I would like for somebody to bring home a championship for Hendrick.
The ever elusive championship.
Yeah, I've only finished second in championship standings like 5 times now, so I'm proud of it. But, I think that's going to do it for Media Day, unless, Bradley, this is your last chance to ask a question.
Any question?
Any questions? Anything at all? You've not been very active.
Been more active than Mike.
Ooh, shots fired. Actually, that brings up a good point. This will be a question to everyone in here, I guess, and anyone else that's watching. What are your guys' reactions to Mike Mann losing his team and then basically removing himself from full-time competition and saying that he'll just be here part-time?
I think we saw it coming. He's been less and less active. He's missed 17 out of the last 20 events, so just in the off-season, we've seen that he hasn't been as active. So I saw it coming, kind of, but being somebody that's been here since day one, it is kind of it's different. So it's different. So, but I don't know. It was kind of a shocker, but kind of not at the same time.
Do you think that the stress of him not performing like he was expected to in the Cup Series, he's still winless in the Cup Series, do you think a little bit of that pressure got to him, or do you think it's something else?
I think it's just a life thing,
Yeah.
I don't want to say that there was pressure to win, but it does play a factor, but I don't think that was a deciding factor for it.
Yeah. And as we all know, that within video games and NASCAR leagues and all that, there are life factors that go into everything, and we definitely understand and respect Mike's decision, and we're not trying to talk down or bad about Mike or anything. We love the guy, and he was a great admin for the league, and
for a long time.
Sucks to see him go, but we wish him the best and hope to see him on the track again.
Yes.
I know, Predator, you're starting to say something.
Well, I mean, you kind of just took it away. But long story short, I mean, coming from a guy that raced with him, and raced for his team, he gave me the opportunity when nobody else did. I was pretty much a pain in the butt when I first joined. Talking to him 24/7, trying to get him to moving me around to different series, and good guy, on and off the track, really cool. But I could see it coming. Just like Texas said, I could see it coming. In my opinion, I think he overreacted, and not to step on anybody's toes and step on Mike's toes. I think he just overreacted, and now it's a waiting game. A lot of people in Texas can vouch for me. There's a lot of people, including myself, that said that I'm just going to leave this league. The league doesn't need me. I'm better in this league.
I'm sorry, I'm eating. I'm fat.
Leave this league. I'll do better in different leagues. This league, doesn't deserve me. Blah blah blah. And then you finally realized that this is the best league out there, and maybe Mike will realize that. Maybe he won't. I don't know. So just a waiting game.
Yep, I agree. Lots of big stories coming out of Media Day. Lots of things to look forward to for this next season. A lot of changes going on. So everyone watching on the Checkered Flag PS4 NASCAR League YouTube page, and anyone that follows our league, be sure to tune in this weekend. There's going to be lots of great racing, and every weekend after that. So stay in tune. Appreciate everyone being a part of Media Day. Thanks for all the drivers, admins, everyone giving their input. And check back Friday for the truck race at Daytona. So we'll see you guys then. And until then, have a good rest of the week. And let's get green flag racing here. Let's get the season going. Appreciate everyone.